Alright, we're going to do basically the one hose method for recharge, the one hose method for evacuate. If you've seen the previous two videos, you'll see I had a little malfunction on my field piece pump at the valves for vacuum and pressure. So I just switched over to this since my other gauges and vacuum pumps are on other cars. So here we go. All I'm going to do, this is almost empty, so I'm just emptying out the last of it. I need 570 grams. So I need 570 grams, and I believe there's not 570 grams in there. I got the other tank in the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the vacuum source and show you that this is measuring. You always want to check sure. I always tell everyone, make sure your scale is actually operating. If you ever had a scale freeze up on you, you know what I mean. It can stay zero and feed in refrigerant, and you'll never know it. Okay, so perfect. It's scaled up. It's scaled down. It's back to zero. It's good to go. So this is not closed off. It's not to the system yet. I haven't screwed it down. This is drawing vacuum, so I don't want refrigerant to go back into my vacuum pump. So let's disconnect the vacuum and let's meter in some refrigerant. So you're gonna see me. Oh, that's tight. And this is another thing you gotta watch out. Do not disturb your hose. So I gotta re-zero because nothing went in yet, but I hit the hose and moved the hose. You wanna hold it in place so it doesn't move. Okay, I can hear it and feel it go in right now through my fingers. I can feel the vibration. We want 570 grams. I think we're gonna run short. It really felt like there was almost nothing in this tank. And I could feel through the vibration of my fingers that it's no longer a liquid, it's just vapor coming out. You could tell that just by touching. There's actually a difference in feel. When liquid under high pressure is going through and vapor is going through and it's slowed down, the pressure of the tank has now equaled out to the pressure inside the system. So it now stopped right there, and I knew this tank was low. I'm just taking out the last bits of it before I switch over to a new tank. This is YF refrigerant. Remember, this is now disconnected, so there's no pressure going in here. Otherwise, out of the vent stack, you would see refrigerant and oil splashing up in the air if I would have left that down. So we're at 310 grams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the vehicle to get the last little bit, because this is like 70 psi right now because of the ambient temperature. So what I'm going to do is start up the vehicle, but just in case anything moves, I know I'm at 310 grams, so I'm going to back off the unit so I don't, when I start the vehicle up, if something moves, the vehicle jumps, anything happens, I mess up my scale. See, I touched it a little bit. There it goes. See, I bumped it. So you see how touchy that is? So this is the things when you bump something. There we go, 310. Just that little bit of movement can mess you up. You have to be very careful, and that's why I notated my refrigerant out. I need to swap out a tank. I know what's in there right now. I backed it off and make sure I'm zero. Start up the vehicle. If nothing moves, it should still be at 310. So I'm showing you where mistakes can be made. Make sure the brake is on. Start. Let's get some AC going here. Come on, accept. Phone canal, I don't need a phone. Okay, AC should be on. I feel coldness. Now look, I have no gauges. No gauges. I have no way of monitoring. I don't know what's happening at all whatsoever. I am strictly going by weight only with no gauges. So now let's get the last of this vapor out of there. So now, see, I really can't move this, and I'm holding. I need two hands. Usually one hand holds here. I do this and I don't make a mistake. So I'm gonna mark this where my hose is. a little bit right here because I'm holding a camera and I'm trying to do this with one hand. That doesn't work out so well. I mean, other than going back and weighing the tank and everything like that. I could hear it. I could see the hose was tweaking from the pressure change. It's only vapor, basically empty. Hey, wait a minute. And one time, I'm gonna have to measure my tank. Oh, dumbass. Holding a camera and trying to do work. This needs to be there. So what I just did, you seen it go down? Because I just pumped liquid into this line. There's a one-way valve that won't let it go back. So I went from, let's go back to where that was. I went from 310 to 345 because there's now high pressure liquid refrigerant in here. And I need to switch this over to that. So I will get that switched over. You just caught me live on camera making a dumbass mistake because I'm thinking of freaking videos instead of doing my work. And that's what happens in the real world. I'll post this, real world.